Hello, everyone. It's great to be with you today on Let's Talk. And I'm excited to welcome Dr. Yolanda Holmes, board certified dermatologist here in the DC area, who went to medical school at Drexel University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she did her dermatology residency at Howard University Hospital. So, Dr. Holmes, welcome this afternoon to Let's Talk.
Hi, hello everyone, and thanks for having me.
Full disclosure, Dr. Holmes is my dermatologist. So I'm really happy that she's taking the time to talk with us today about something that people have had questions about for years. And that is those of us of a darker hue with a lot of melanin, we have a perception that perhaps we don't need to use sunscreen. So, Dr. Holmes, talk a little bit about that in terms of not only why everybody needs to use sunscreen, but in particular, we need to use sunscreen.
I think the perception that we don't need sunscreen is because we have very low incidence of skin cancer. So we rarely have skin cancer in our community. It's not impossible. And a lot of the cancers that we develop are on non-sun exposed areas. But because of that, they can be very advanced when they're detected. However, I always encourage people to use sunscreens because not only does the sun cause fine lines and wrinkles on our skin, it also causes dark spots and it makes us look older than we are if our skin is exposed to the sun and not protected.
That's a good point. And talk about SPF. I don't know if people really understand when they see the side of a container of sunscreen, what that SPF means. Could you explain that for us as well?
Yes, SPF means a sun protection factor. So that protects you against UV rays, and UV rays are responsible for not only skin cancer, but for spots on the skin, darkness, fine lines, and wrinkles. If you use SPF, for instance, if you use a SPF 30, that means that you can be out 30 times longer than you would be without sunscreen before you get a burn. So we suggest that everyone uses an SPF every day.
And some people think that, oh, I'll put it on in the morning with my moisturizer and that's it. That's going to last me for the day. You need to repeat the process. Is that correct?
No, we for everyday use we recommend that you only use once in the morning. If you're going to be out at the beach or if you're going to be outside in the sun all day, like at a ball game, we do suggest that you reapply it every couple of hours or if you're in and out of the water, if you're at the beach or at the pool. But for everyday use, putting it on in the morning, that's sufficient.
Okay, that's good information. I know for me, when I'm driving my car and the weather is beautiful, you will look at yourself and you will realize that your left arm is darker than your right arm. So I keep a tube of sunscreen in my car and
That's very
apply it.
smart. And most
And
of us should. That's a good thing to do.
yes, but let's talk about also different formulas of sunscreen, and in particular, how do you determine what level of SPF? I know my skin is very sensitive, so I have to go a little bit higher than a 30. But then we hear that at a certain point you don't need to go up to like an 80 or 100 because it doesn't really make that much a difference. What's your opinion on that?
I think the recommendation from a dermatological standpoint is that you use 30, but that you reapply it as necessary. And the sensitivity sometimes comes from the
Okay.
chemicals in the sunscreen,
So
not necessarily the SPF, but chemicals there.
okay. And a lot of people of color say one of the reasons they get frustrated with using a sunscreen is that it leaves this white film, like a white cast on their skin. So there are different formulations like mineral, all kinds of things. What's the difference and why does it
Well,
matter?
okay, so the sunscreens that leave the white cast on your skin are physical or mineral sunscreens, and they contain chemicals like titanium dioxide or zinc oxide that tend to appear whitish on the skin. But there are lots of new formulations that are either sheer or invisible or microionized. If you see that on the sunscreen, that means that it should not leave that white cast on your skin. And those are the ones that I recommend for brown skin.
Okay, repeat that again. Those different formulations that won't leave that white film on your skin.
You look there, they contain titanium for the mineral sunscreens. And mineral sunscreens are good, especially for people with sensitive skin, but they're either ultra sheer, invisible, or microionized, which means that the particles are very small and they don't leave that white cast on the skin.
Okay, that's helpful to know. And then in recent years, we have come to find out that those of us who are spending a lot of time on a computer and who isn't, on or other communication devices, there are blue rays or whatever coming out from your computer screen that also can be damaging to your skin. So we've heard things that you need to also wear. That's the other reason why you need to wear a sunscreen all the time.
And that is important, and that is true. And also, and if you're in a room where there's a window, the sun can come in through the window. They also recommend that you protect your eyes against the blue light if you're on the computer, the majority of the time. You should consider getting some glasses that
Right. And you were trying to say, again, glasses, when you're getting new lenses for your glasses, make sure that the optician that you're going to has that blue lens. It doesn't look blue. You can't see it. In fact, as I'm moving my head, you can kind of see a hint of blueness coming through my eyeglasses. But that also is protecting your eyes from the light that is coming through your computer, laptop screen, or whatever kind of communication device you might be working from. And so this has been very helpful for us, Dr. Holmes, and I want to thank you for being with us today. Don't take sunscreen lightly, folks. It's going to protect you from a number of different things, but you've heard the facts today from Dr. Yolanda Holmes, who is here in the Washington, D.C. area. And we thank you today for being with us so very much.
thank you for having me.
Back to you, Denise.
Thanks, Brenda. That was a very, very important segment, and particularly, I think I heard a part about glasses, about sunglasses as well. Yeah,
And regular glasses, you can kind of see some blueness. If I don't know if that people can detect it, but this is the protection that protects your eyes when you're working on your computer. A lot of people who do a lot of work on computer may say they have headaches. They need that blue, clear lens to
right.
kind of help with that.
We don't know what we need to know until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? We go to the eye doctor and it's like, oh, should I have been doing that? Dry eye, oh, all kinds of eye conditions. So,
Yeah.
and skin conditions as well. So I want to thank you so much for being with us. Because we got a couple minutes left, I want to grab you to talk about what you're covering this weekend. I know you got some hot stuff coming up.
I am excited about the Ellington 125 festival that the Kennedy Center has been putting on. I've covered two things already, but it's celebrating Duke Ellington, a native Washingtonian who has been such an important contributor to American music. He would have been 125 years old. So
Wow.
there's a range of programming at the Kennedy Center that's going to go until the end of this month, all the way from looking at some of Duke Ellington's orchestral music to doing mashups between Ellington and hip hop. So we're excited about that.
And so
Also,
is that I mean, I'm just curious because I know you've mentioned it, and everybody wants to start getting out right now, and I know they have Millennial Stage where they have a lot of free programming. Does this fall into that category, or are these ticketed, or what?
some of them are millennial programs and some of them are ticketed programs. But if you
Mm.
go to the Kennedy Center website, kennedycenter.org, you will see the banner a banner ad that says Ellington 125. And if you click on that, you'll see all the programs that are remaining. There was
Okay,
a
well, I'm
great,
gonna tell folks, Brenda, to go to our website where they can
yes,
see your articles and then go to the Kennedy Center's website because I'm sure you refer them to it. But
thank you. Thank you so very much.
yeah.
And I had a great time last Friday covering the Black Opry Review. And we had five artists that are a part of a national tour, five Black artists. That article is also posted on the WashingtonInformer.com website. The response has been amazing. The show was amazing. It was a sold out crowd out at the Barns at Wolf Trap.
Mm.
And this is something we need to be aware of. And it was last Friday, the day that Beyonce's album came out, and they opened the show by praising Beyonce, and they closed the show by praising Beyonce and welcoming her to the club.
All right. Okay.
So it's all
Brenda,
love. It's all love.
yeah, thank you so very much for being with us. We know that you are, you are the creme de la creme when it comes to lifestyle reporting here in the DMV, things that we don't often hear about, and you certainly do find them and make your way there. So we appreciate that. So have
Absolutely.
a good weekend. Enjoy the concert. Who knows? I might see you at the Kennedy Center this weekend.
You might. And don't forget, it's Jazz Appreciation Month. That's my love. So it's all about jazz this month.
All righty, Brenda, take care and thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
All righty.